Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how to place lighting in your ceilings. There's a couple of things you got to look out for first. One is you have to make sure that your ceiling compound has a structure to it and that it's not just drywall. Now typically if we're building a one-story house, we would have rafters that we would attach the ceiling to, and it's the computer understands that drywall that we're attaching to the ceiling in that case is a real ceiling. However, I've discovered that on the on a two-story model, if you're placing ceiling material on the floor joists, okay, let's say you're on the first floor, you're placing ceiling material on the floor joist of the floor above you, then the computer doesn't recognize that. So we have to add structure to our ceiling compound. So over here in my picture is, this is a cutaway view. What I have highlighted here in blue, that is my drywall, okay, and it's about 3/4 of an inch thick or so. And then above it, this is the floor above it, and there's of course 2x10 joists, floor joists going through there that my drywall is attached to. Now over here, originally I did not have any structure to my drywall. I just had drywall board, which is this one right here. What I did is I went and I copied this one, the 2x2 acoustic ceiling system. If I click on that and edit type, then I get this familiar picture here or dialog box, and you just click on duplicate. Always duplicate. And I'm calling it drywall ceiling structure. And now that I have duplicated it, I can go in here to edit. And here is the structure I'm talking about that has to be there. If you just have the finish, it's not going to work. The lights will not attach to it. So I don't want to add structure. I've already got structure with my floor joist from the second floor. That's basically serves as the ceiling structure as well. So what I'm going to do in the product thickness here is I'm just going to change that. You know, I can change it. Let's see, right now my drywall for my ceiling is 5/8 of an inch. I can just make my structure 1/4 of an inch, and basically what it's going to be a phantom structure. It's not really going to be there. Okay, and click on that. Now my ceiling has structure. All right, so you would take that ceiling compound that you just created and go around your house and replace those first floor ceilings and your second floor ceilings. Might as well go ahead and do those as well if you've already placed them. But you'll have to replace those ceilings with the structured ceiling. And then you'll go to your ceiling plans right here on your project browser. Click on floor level 1 ceiling plans, and I'm going to pause right here for the announcements. All right, so now I'm in my drawing, and I've already got all my ceilings and stuff placed. Don't pay any attention to that one down there. I'm going to go back and redo that one. But I've already placed ceilings in all of my rooms. So now what I want to do is I want to place some floor cans. Now the thing about, ceiling cans. These are recessed ceiling cans that kind of go up into the ceiling. I will show you what that looks like right here. It's called a downlighting can, and downlighting can 6 is a 6-inch downlighting can. Now this downlighting can I put in Schoology under any folder called Revit Resources, and you can download that and use it yourself. There's a problem with the, okay, I'm back. I was talking about ceiling cans, and again you can find the one ceiling can. I'm going to make some more stuff that you can download as well from the Schoology site. But the reason I made this downlight ceiling can is because the ceiling cans that come stock in Revit were modeled incorrectly. I played with them for hours before I figured that out. But the ones that are already in the Revit program in your library do not work. They could probably be fixed, but I felt it was easier just to go ahead and make my own lighting can, which is what you see here. Okay, so this is a down lighting can. and you can get those yourself on Schoology. So, putting in some downlighting. Right here is my dining room, and I'm going to put some of this. I'm also going to have a chandelier in this dining room, so the downlighting is going to be kind of secondary to the chandelier. But with this kind of lighting, I want to lay out a good pattern. And kind of look at your measurements. I mean, they don't have to be any specific measurements, but look at your measurements so that you're getting some sort of uniformity to your layout. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go with okay, that's close enough to 3 feet. Okay, I got about 3 feet. 3 feet from the south wall there. And I'm a little over 3 feet, about 3 feet 2 inches from the east wall. I'm going to go ahead and place my first can. And then I'm going to line up another can here. And sometimes it helps to draw a line to make sure you get centered. And I don't think I'm centered there, so I am going to draw a line. I'm just going to draw a guideline here just for the sake of it. So I'll find the center of this can, draw upwards, and you see I am a little off there. Okay, that line didn't stay, but that's okay. And let's scoot over once, one little bump there. Okay, and that's right up through the center. We're good. All right, so now that I've got those two placed, I can kind of continue on with the pattern. Now you can go with some of the pattern options that are already in there, but I just go with I just copy basically. So I'm going to go to the copy command, and so I'm going to click that and that. Oops, I got to hold down my control button to click both of them. Then hit enter, and that's going to select those two light cans. And here I'm going to put multiple. And now I'm just going to find me a good start point. Just anywhere in here will do. And I'm going to stretch them evenly. And you can kind of come up with your own schema of how far apart to place them. Let's see, it seems to want to, okay, I thought I was going to lock into 3 there. It seems to want to lock in at 211. Let's see if I get 3. There we go, 3. All right, and then another 3. Then another 3. Okay, so I've just placed those light cans in my dining room. And I'll probably put a couple more up here for this little walkway right through here. Okay, to make sure that's lit up real well and nobody trips over one another. And to see your handiwork, what you need to do is create a view, and you're going to go up all the way to the top here. And there's this little house looking thing. You click on the pull down arrow, click on camera, and you'll set up a camera. You'll just click here and then just kind of drag it in here. All right, and of course we're looking at a wall, but we're going to hide this wall. So select that wall, and so you can already see through it, see my cans through it. And we'll go down here to the glasses down at the bottom, and click on these glasses and click hide element. And I'm going to do the same on this wall over here. Click on the wall, go down to the glasses, hide element. Now those are only hidden in this view. They're not hidden anywhere else in the plan. And also you see I'm kind of looking at probably about a 7 or 8 foot level there. So I'm going to change my view over here in the properties panel. So I'm going to scroll down here, and if you look right here, you'll see target elevation. I'm going to lower my target elevation. That's what I'm actually looking at. The eye elevation is where my eyes are at. Target elevation is what I'm looking at. So I'm going to lower that to about 6 feet 9 inches, maybe a little bit lower. 5, another foot lower. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, now what I can do is I go over here to the bottom, and there's a perspective toolbar here, and I'm going to click on the visual style hidden line box, and it shows all the visual styles here, and I'm going to click realistic. Now on realistic, I can see kind of a realistic image of what my room is going to look like, and I can also get a lighting model of this very room, which is what I'm working towards here. Now in this view, I want to change something. It's called visibility graphics. I'm going to click on the edit button. I'm going to scroll down and find lighting and turn on my light sources and apply. Okay, now those are my light sources. And of course this looks kind of cartoonish because we haven't rendered it yet. Now I'm going to render it. Down here in the perspective bar, there is a rendering button. It's a light bulb with a little tea kettle behind it. I don't know why that is a tea kettle, but click on that and you'll get a dialog that should pop up here any moment. Might have to try it again. Okay, there it is. And then drag, or you don't have to drag it. Yours will already come up in the screen. But if you look through this dialog box, there's several settings. The setting that we are most concerned with is this one here. It says lighting. And we're going to choose artificial only to get an idea of what the lighting is going to look like in the room without any other sources, without the sunlight coming in through the windows or anything like that. And it's good to get that. You want to see how your lighting is going to work by itself first before you get an idea when you start letting sunlight and things like that in. So now I'm going to go down here and well, I don't have to do any of the adjustments yet. So I'm going to go up to the top. There's a render button. I'm going to click on render. It'll take a few minutes to render, so I'm going to pause the video while it renders. Okay, but I'm going to click render, and then it's going to go to work. You have to wait about 5 minutes or so. Okay, now that the rendering is done, this is what you come up with. It looks very realistic. It is still, kind of in a digital form here, but it looks very realistic. It gives you a good idea of what your lighting is going to look like in the room. And over here, back on the dialog box, the rendering dialog box, you can go in and adjust your exposure right here where it says image. Click on that, and you can make it brighter. And then, of course, click the apply button, and it lightens up there. And you can change the highlights and shadows. You can make the highlights a little brighter, and shadows either darker or lighter. I think that's too dark. Okay, your saturation, this is basically your color saturation. If you really want it intense, you can move it over to the right. And you see there, that's a bit much. I like mine kind of in the gray area, more or less. And then, of course, the light temperature right now is 6,500 Kelvin. And if we want that cooler, we can move it over, say, to about 4,000 something. And things, kind of has a little bit of a cooler look to it. We can increase the Kelvin and make it look much warmer in the room. And it's kind of a term we use to describe lighting is cooler or warmer. But that is how you do lighting, and that is how you render your lighting scenes. And we'll be doing a lot of this coming up with your different views of your different rooms and how you laid out your furniture and things like that. So practice this often, and let me know if you have any problems or questions.